Shalom, first and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, and Kakodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to the Akim, pushing this truth, sincerity, and charity. It's the brother Yalad bringing back another video. We're going to talk about righteously discreet, or some along that topic, and that's somewhat going to be the title. And basically, we'll start with Sirach 32:8. Let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words. Be as one that knoweth, and yet holdeth his tongue. So, the topic of this video is just having a righteous level of discretion, being discreet, right? And not everything needs to be said. To summarize that scriptures, not everything needs to be said. Because even if it's true, it could still cause confusion, or it could be too much. It's in some jobs, excessive radio communication is not tolerated. So sometimes things have to be short. And if you can't get your point out in short speech, maybe it's best for you not to even talk about it. This is etymology for discreet. It says separate, distinct from others, right? It goes into discreet. It says careful, circumspect, prudent, right? So it's a prudent way of handling things, not being bold, being humble, but also not being bashful, okay? This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 16. Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites of sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thine head and wash thy face, that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth thee in secret shall reward thee openly. So when you do certain things like fasting and praying, it is supposed to be hidden, not in a shameful way, but in a valuable way, like how you hide treasure, how you hide gold. Certain things you just have to hide, man. You have to keep that stuff to yourself, right? Discreet. I may not read this precept because it's in the same chapter, Matthew 6 chapter, going to the righteous discretion, which also is discernment too, but is just being discreet. But this is another precept that back it up, Matthew chapter 6 verses 5 through 6. And it basically says that even when you pray, enter into your closet. Don't be trying to pray out in open. All right, because if you do that, hey man, there's ramifications for everything, consequences and stipulations for things that you do. They say loose lips sink ships. So saying, even if your information is correct, sometimes it's best not to say it. And that takes discernment too. Okay. Being prudent, doing things in secret can lead to open rewards. And you should pray and fast in secret, because some things you do in secret, if you speak of them, it can sound like you're boasting. It can sound like you're being proud. Okay. And sometimes you might have to speak on them because you're in the way of something, right? You might be jammed up into a corner. You might have to say, okay, this is what I was really doing. But for the most part, you have to use wisdom. So this is Matthew chapter 6, verse 3. But when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth. It's not meet to tell everyone what you're doing. It's not good. It's not well organized. Everything has to be done in decency and order according to Corinthians. Okay, so telling everybody what you're doing, when you're doing it, why you're doing it, is not. It's even if that information is correct. Once again, it can cause confusion. Okay, you don't have to explain every single detail. Sometimes it's best not to do it. Sometimes it's best to just be quiet, even when you know. Okay, this is Sirach chapter 33, verse 19. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend power over thee while thou livest, and give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee, and thou entreat for the same again. As long as thou livest and have breath in thee, give not thyself over to any. So if you're in a situation where you constantly have to explain yourself and stop what you're doing, you have to stop praying just so you can answer a phone call or something like that. Hey, you may be giving somebody too much power over you, okay? You may be giving them too much power over you to operate properly. Now you gotta stop your sacrifice. I gotta stop my video. Am I even on D&D? No. See? Stuff like that. Giving people power over you. I need to do this lesson. I'm trying to get this off my chest. The Spirit got me doing this lesson. Now I gotta stop my video because you called for what? Trying to see if I'm gonna play the game tonight. Hey man, this sacrifice for the Lord is more important than me playing the game, man. I'm not finna play the game tonight. I got things to meditate upon. But hey, barriers, that's my discretion. I'm not finna tell you what I'm doing tonight. That's my discretion. What I'm finna offer up, no, that's my discretion. That's a good example right there. That's the Spirit that I just thought about that. Right? But yeah, don't give too much power over the people by letting them, you know what I'm saying, stop what you doing. Sometimes you have to just be discreet and use wisdom. So this is Matthew chapter 13, verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? Okay, and the disciples is talking about, the ones that was with Yahushua, Hamashiach, the one who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. They was asking the Lord, they like, why are you speaking to them in parables? Why are you running circles around them? Why don't you just tell them the truth straight? Why don't you just keep it short and tell them the truth straight, right? It says in verse 11, he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. So even if he told them the truth straight up, they probably wouldn't have understood it. The real answers are not good enough for these people in the world, okay? He said, to you is given to understand knowledge of the kingdom of heaven. All right? For you, because you're familiar with this, you have an understanding of this. They don't. So that's why I have to speak to them in parables. They're not going to understand it. The real answer ain't good enough for them. They may not like the answer, okay? We just trying to get past so we can get about this jam or be out of the way of these people. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to speak in parables to some of these people, man. To keep your own discretion, to keep discreet. We talking about using wisdom here. Apply that. If I start speaking Hebrew right now, right? Halashawan Kodash Ba Bayatia, right? And you've never heard Hebrew before, how am I going to expect you to comprehend exactly what I just said? I'm not. Okay? To you it is given. Meaning that you understand this. They don't. They're not familiar with this. So use discretion. All right, I'll give you a good example. If I'm at the job, right, and I don't know, I just really find a moment that I'm like, okay, I really need to go throw up a prayer right now. All right. Hey, man, I don't know, find a nice little quiet corner, right? I'm not going to tell you too much of how I do it, how I operate. But, I found myself one day doing that. And sometimes, the radio call, right? Hey, and they going to ask, well, why I ain't take that call? And I usually take the calls, no problem. Hey, I'm just going to tell them I was using the bathroom. Do that. You have to keep your own discretion. Because what you going to tell these people? What? I was late for work because I had to serve the Lord. They're going to look at you crazy, man. I had to go throw up some prayers. Tell them, oh, no, I was handling this business. Because you technically was handling some business. If you go to the bathroom and throw up your prayer in the stall, you technically did have to go to the bathroom. So use wisdom. Be discreet. All right, the scriptures say we are as sheep among the wolves. Be as wise as the serpents. Use the serpent's wisdom, man. Be harmless and blameless as doves. Okay? So don't be going off, but also you use discretion. Use wisdom. There's a certain level of doing things the proper way where you can get past and get out the way of these people, man. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. Shalom and Kwam Yasharala.